About vertical angles and triangles. So first let's learn about vertical angles. So remember in the last video we learned about if two lines are parallel and then there's a line that cuts through them, how if this is on the outside and this is on the outside, how they're equal. So we learned that, right? So now let's see if this angle, so these two angles are equal because they're both on the outside and on the top. Now if there's an angle here, then it will be the same as this angle. See how they're like opposite from each other? So this angle will be the same as this angle. Okay? So that angle will be the same as this angle. So this angle here will be same as this top angle. Okay? Okay? So that's important. And remember also how in the last video how we said if we have a line, two lines parallel again, and they're like this, how we said that these two angles would be equal. That comes from this, because see, this angle, remember, is on the top, so it's the same as this angle. See how they're on the top up here, so this angle here is the same as this angle here. But we learned that, and we also now we know, because we just learned about opposite or vertical angles, that this angle here is the same as this angle. So this angle here is the same as that angle, or this angle which is the same as that picture, the same as this angle. So that's how we know that this is the same as this. See how they're on opposite sides? So that's gonna help us when we learn about triangles. Okay? So let's just practice a little. So if this was 20 degrees, this would be 20 degrees. And let's say that this was 25 degrees. Then how do we find this? We know that these are both on the outside, so they both have to be equal to each other. So 25 degrees. And we know that this is opposite from this one. See, they're on opposite sides of the thing, of the vertex. Remember, vertex is this point. See how they're on opposite sides of it. So this is also 25. And as you can see, this is equal to this. So that's all good. Okay, so that's good. So now we're going to learn. Oops, that was the wrong thing to do. It's very bad. Think I accidentally. Okay, there. Okay, so now let's make a triangle. Sorry about that. So we make a triangle. Okay, so we're going to make some angles, okay? See how the triangle is called triangle, it's just three angles. We're gonna make, oops, gonna make two parallel lines. Okay, so this one's going to be at the base of the triangle. Let's just say that they meet right here. Okay, so sorry about that. So we're going to make 2 lines. Let's just finish this. Yes, we made 2 lines, right? What? Let me redo this. So let's make those 2 parallel lines again. And we're going to make this. And we're going to make another line that cuts through it. Like that. Then we're going to make the angles. Then we're going to make the angles inside the triangle. Okay, and I'm going to show you something about the angles inside a triangle. Okay, so we know that this angle right here, right, is the same as this angle behind it, the opposite, right? We also know that since this is on the bottom side of the line and this is also on the bottom side of the line, that these and these are the same. So let's call this x. Let's call, and since x and this one are equal, this is also x. Since this one and this one are equal, this is also x, okay? Let's call this y. So this one that's opposite it is also y. And since this is on this bottom side, this one over here on the bottom side is also y. So then, and let's call this one z, okay? Okay, so this is x, so since this is y, this is y, this is x, this is x. And look, see this is, since this is a straight line, these angles, see look at this. See these angles, they add up to 180. Because we know this is x, this is opposite from x, so it's the same measure as angle x. So this is also x, this is y, it's opposite from y, so this is y. And remember, we learned that since they're both on the bottom, see, this one's on the bottom of this line, this one's on the bottom of this line, so they're equal, and this is equal to x, and so x plus y plus z is 180. So we learned that the angles in a triangle add up to 180. So x plus y plus z would add up to 180. So now let's do some more stuff. So first let me make a new triangle. Let's make the simple one now. Now that we know that they add up to 180 to 180. See how that was fun? Now we showed that it added up to 180. So let's see. Let's say we know that this is 60 and and this is 60. Let's say that this is. Let me make a new triangle. So this, let's say we have a triangle here. That has a 90-degree angle here. So 90. And it has a 45-degree angle here. So what is this angle? We know all of the triangle's angles had up to 180. So 180 minus these two will give us this angle. Because 180 minus these two will give the remaining angle. So first we have to add these two. Right? You don't have to know the adding, but you have to know that they add up to 180, okay? So 90 plus 45 is actually 135. Okay, you don't have to do it, I just told you. So 180 minus 135 will give this angle left, because remember, all the angles add up to 180. So 180 minus 135, if we do it, it will give us 45, okay? So this angle is 45 degrees. Do you understand that? Since all of them add up to 180, and we're trying to find this one, we know these two, so we subtract these two from 180 to get this angle that's left. Okay? Got that? That's all for this video. See you next time. See you next time. Bye.